Money is a fluid resource and can be difficult to manage. Without an organized structure, it's easy for money to slip through our fingers and become unbalanced. There are many ways to keep track of your money, but one of the most effective methods is using the 50-30-20 rule. If you don't know what it is, keep watching this video. What is the 50-30-20 budget rule? The 50-30-20 budget rule is a simple budgeting method. It teaches you how to manage your money effectively. The 50-30-20 rule states that 50% of your income should be used for necessary expenses such as rent, utilities, and groceries. Another 30% should be spent on wants like travel, entertainment, etc. The remaining 20% of your income should be put towards savings. Where did the 50-30-20 rule come from? The 50-30-20 rule was introduced in the book All Your Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan by Senator Elizabeth Warren. The rule is based on a percentage of income rather than a set dollar amount and is intended to help people get out of debt more quickly. Budgeting by percentage is a more flexible and realistic way to budget than by a static amount. By using percentages, if you earn more or less in a given month, you can simply adjust your budget accordingly. That makes the 50-30-20 rule an effective, flexible way to budget your money. How to budget your money with the 50-30-20 rule. There are 3 steps to using the 50-30-20 rule to budget your money. First, understand that the 50, 30, and 20 should be used as best case guidelines, but you may need to personalize it based on your individual needs and circumstances. Several factors could change the percentages for you. For example, if you reside in a high cost of living area, your needs may be more like 55 or 60%. Second, break down your expenses into necessary and discretionary categories. Necessary expenses include rent, utilities, groceries, health insurance, and other such factors. Discretionary expenses include travel, entertainment, monthly subscriptions, going out to eat, etc. Finally, it's highly suggested that your savings not fall below 20% of your income. Since you'll be budgeting based on percentages rather than set dollar amounts, it's easy to make sure that you're saving enough money. So let us explain the percentages you'll be using. 50%, needs. As the name of the method suggests, 50% of your money should be spent on needs. This means that you'll put aside a certain amount of money each month to cover your basic expenses. This includes things like rent, utilities, and food. It does not include things or activities that fall into the fun category and are not considered necessary to live a life. You should also make sure that you don't spend more than what you have budgeted for. If you do this, you'll end up in debt. Instead, try to reduce your monthly spending so that you can save more money. 30%, wants. Once you figure out how much money goes toward your needs, then you have to move to your next step, setting money aside for your entertainment and fun. If you have to cut back on your spending, it may be time to start cutting back on some of your wants as well, or at least cutting back on some of the things that are most expensive. Spending money on wants is not just about spending on yourself. Spending money on wants includes things like paying for a gym membership, buying a new bicycle, or going out to eat. It also includes things like buying souvenirs, taking vacations, and donating to charity. The important thing to remember when it comes to spending money on wants is that you should spend no more than 30% of your overall budget on these items. By doing this, you're ensuring that your remaining 70% is spent on needs and savings. If you spend more than 30% of your budget on wants, then it's probably time to rethink your priorities. You can still have fun activities and enjoy the things that you enjoy, but you may need to cut back on some other expenses to do so. 20%, savings. Saving money is a crucial part of any financial plan. Stashing away some cash can help you pay down debt, protect yourself against an unexpected expense, or build up savings for a future goal like purchasing a house or a car. It's not always easy to save when you have a big debt to pay down or you're just starting out. In these situations, it can be tempting to put off saving. It might be hard to get started if you have high living expenses at the moment. To help you save, it's important to stretch your budget by making small changes in your spending habits. For example, when buying groceries, buy less expensive items that last longer. Or try to cook some meals at home instead of eating out at restaurants every day. Or you can cut down on some of the expenses in your want category to try and save a little more. Though the 50-30-20 rule prefers you put aside 20% of your income each month, this is not always attainable. Remember, a little can go a long way. Saving small amounts can help build your savings over time. You can do this by putting this money into a savings account each week. You may be pleasantly surprised at how quickly the amount adds up. Repeat this process until you reach your goal amount or percentage. Once you've saved your goal amount or are contributing your percentage, consider saving a little more or using any extra funds to start investing. Importance of savings. Savings is a tool that will help you build financial security. It will allow you to afford the things you need when you need them without relying on debt. Saving even a small amount each month will help you build up a safety net for the future, and it can make a big impact over time. For example, if you save $100 each month, you'll have $6,000 in savings after 5 years. That's enough money to cover the cost of a trip or to replace home appliances. How to apply the 50-30-20 rule to your finances. So, how do you figure out your numbers? There are several ways to calculate the 50-30-20 budgeting rule to apply it to your finances. One option is to use spreadsheet programs like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. Another option is to use an online calculator like the ones offered by Bankrate or NerdWallet. Or you can use apps like You Need a Budget, Every Dollar, or Pocket Guard. These tools can help you easily determine how much money you have left each month after paying for necessary items. These can also consider your total income and tell you how much you need to set aside for savings and how much is available for your fun and entertainment activities. Now that you know about the 50-30-20 budgeting rule, you can use it to manage your expenses while saving enough money for your unexpected future needs. That's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future financial content. Thanks for watching.